Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AFC Northerners regular season.
Finally!
Especially for this guy, he's playing in what, like an hour or less?
Yes.
So we are really excited. We finally get to go down it. Let's go down the line, introduce
Sam Schneider repping the Bengals in LA.
Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jan David Sutar, Ravens Nation.
John Kirk, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Awesome. Thanks again for coming in and hanging out with us this week.
Pleasure.
All right, so let's go on down the line. We're going to start with the Bengals.
Sure, we're going to Oakland to open up the season. Even though a game hasn't even been played yet, to me and a lot of Bengal fans, this feels like a classic trap game already. There's nothing like going to a team that's clearly inferior, hostile environment, but they've added weapons, so they're a little scary on that end. But it's all going to be won and lost in the trenches. Offensive line has got to keep Khalil Mack and some of those guys out of the backfield, give Andy time to throw. The secondary is a little suspect, so Andy should be able to pick them apart as long as he has time. Defensively, David Carr to Amari Cooper, they're going to try to air it out. But he's a second-year quarterback. The key is to get Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins in the backfield as quickly as possible and make him run around, not have time to look. So, Hugh Jackson is going back to where he spent a year as the head coach. And we're also bringing in players that we got actually in the Carson Palmer trade. Drake Patrick is going to be covering Amari Cooper in this game.
I think it's going to be a great match.
It should be. It should be. Dre's starting for the first time this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how those guys go toe-to-toe. It's a total Crimson Tide kind of game. You know what I mean?
Nice. What is your predictions for the game?
You know what? I see it as kind of a high-scoring affair. And I think because of the weapons Oakland has, they're going to make it to the end zone at least twice. Everybody in Cincinnati is going to be all up in arms about the defense giving up that many points, but it's the first game of the season. There's going to be a few hiccups. I'm saying 31-20, Bengals take it in Oakland.
31-20.
And that will be, by the way, the first ever win for Cincinnati in Oakland in history.
What?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Never, ever won in Oakland.
What?
That's right.
That's crazy.
So this will be the first one.
That's awesome. All right, moving on down to the Browns.
We're going to the Jets. You know what? I think this is a win for us. I really do. I think offensively we're a little bit better than they are. Defensively we're definitely better than they are. And our special teams are just... We've got really good special teams.
Yeah, your special teams are on point. What about Revis Island, though?
Not worried about it.
No?
It's one guy, and who's he going to cover? A bunch of...
Yeah, they don't have any receivers.
Yeah, they don't have any receivers.
Hartline, Bo, who else is out there? I mean, who's he going to cover, really?
Yeah.
He's going to be depending on the safety coverage to help him out with whatever happens. I really think that we've got a good chance at this. I'm predicting a Browns win 17-10.
17-10.
Nice.
That's really specific. I love that. All right. Ravens playing the Broncos. Just like we did 2013 after our Super Bowl win. Only this time, it's Kubiak versus Trestman in that way. Kubiak versus Harbaugh, really. But Kubiak, who last year gave us this offense. So this game is really super interesting to me as far as, offensive minds coming together to see what exactly Trestman brings to the table as our new head OC. Lots of really interesting news as far as who's going to be playing, who's not. It looks like Jernigan's back. It's like he might be starting. We're not quite sure about that yet. It also depends on what Peyton Manning does with Kubiak's new role as head coach. He doesn't run. He doesn't run, and it begs the question: can you teach an old dog new tricks with this new offense?
I think with his intelligence, I think you can.
Yeah. I think that
he's one of the smartest quarterbacks.
He
in the league.
really is. So really, it's going to be a really interesting game to watch. I wish, Ravens Nation, that I could sit there and say that we're going to blow them out. I really don't think we are. I think it's going to be a high-scoring and tight game. Everybody's saying that it's going to be 31-21, thereabouts, like a 10-point difference. I don't think it's going to be that far. I'm predicting something closer to 28-24 Broncos, which I hate. I really hate. But I think that's what it's going to wind up being. So let's move on down to the Steelers. You're playing in 45 minutes, an hour, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. In case none of you have heard, the Steelers and the Patriots are playing each other today.
Are there any key players involved in
I don't even know.
that maybe I haven't heard about?
There's this guy named Tom Brady usually starting for the Patriots.
I'm sorry, that name's not in my vocabulary.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't in mine. But it's going to be a hell of a game. I think that that if the Steelers win this game, it's going to be because of their defensive front seven.
Yeah.
I think if they lose this game, it's going to be their defensive backfield's fault because that is, I hate to say it, but without Polamalu, that's their weakest link.
Yeah, I mean the identity is almost completely gone.
It's a big question mark right now. Like who knows? I mean, they might come out like gangbusters and have a great defense this season, but we just have no way of knowing yet.
Yeah.
Ryan Shazier and Jarvis Jones. Jarvis Jones needs to step up. That's just it. It's his time. He's been there long enough.
Yeah.
Shazier got hurt last year. I think he's gonna be a factor. Silverback, my boy Harrison needs to get after Golden Boy Tom Brady. Brady gets knocked on his ass twice in the first half. As we all know, he starts ducking and dodging things that aren't there.
Yeah. What did you say earlier? He starts seeing ghosts.
Ghosts. Yeah.
He starts ducking ghosts. Yeah. And that was actually Ryan Clark said that about 2 years ago.
Oh, right.
Before the Patriots put 51 on them.
You see a ghost. I'll show you a ghost.
I'll show you a ghost. Here's a ghost of a ball.
Yeah.
Like, where did that even come from?
Yeah.
Just magically appeared. I honestly think that, like, I'm right there with you. I think that if he goes down twice in the first half, it could really, really kind of change the game for you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. So with this being said, we know that we've got, like, all of us kind of have pretty tough schedules and whatnot, and it's really, really early in the game, pun intended, for what the outcomes are going to be like. But I'd really love to hear from you guys what you think your standings are going to be at the end of the season, right before it goes to postseason. So start on down the line.
I'll just mention one quick thing. We've got our bye is week 7, but then you look forward to from week 9 to week 10. We play Thursday nights and Monday nights, so we get a nice 10-day break in there, which is almost like having a second bye.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So if we're banged up, that's going to help a lot. I'm going to stick with what I've said the whole time. Second toughest schedule in the league. Bengals finish 11-5 and win the North.
All right. Go Browns. What do you got?
I got us going 9-7. I see a trap game with Oakland in week 3, and then a trap game with San Fran that fourth last week of the season. 9-7. I figure third in the division.
9-7.
We'll finish above Pittsburgh.
Awesome. I think that after looking at the Ravens schedule really hard, looking at what everybody's got coming in and whatnot, especially with all of our road games on the West Coast that we've got, because we got a bunch of them. I think that I definitely think we can win the division. I'm predicting, again, 11-5. We take the division. I think it's going to be a tough battle, however. I think that we're going to be battling Cincy for that division.
Well, don't we play week 17?
We do play week 17.
Well, it always comes down.
Yeah, so I think that's
last week's of the season.
I think that's really once we get to that point, we'll really know where we're at, obviously. But I think that's my prediction from it. So what about you?
Well, as we said, the defense is the big question mark. If they deserve the black and gold, then the Steelers should be pretty good. Of course, Pouncey's out for pretty much the whole season. That's more devastating than people realize. And last time I was here, we talked about Smokey. Davis Bryant. He's out for 4 games, but I don't think that's going to be as big of a loss. Except you told me Coates was out.
Yeah, Coates is out.
Game, so that's for this upcoming game. That's a problem. But I would say it's coin toss. 9-7.
You think you're going to go 9-7?
Yeah, I think so.
I was actually going to think that you guys would go 10-6, but yeah.
Well, I was going to say that, but the defense and the suspensions and the injuries.
Yeah.
Question, gentlemen: do we think that all 4 of us have a chance at making the playoffs? Last year, at one point, all 4 of us were booked for the playoffs. I think it was like mid-season before the Mac injury. Are we looking at a scenario like that where we really show dominance as a division?
Well, I think that, again, the AFC North is always a force to be reckoned with. I think that, again, it comes down usually to the 2 teams. I think that it's going to be like Cincy and Ravens that are, the Bengals and the Ravens are going to be at the top. I think that as far as the Steelers and Browns go, like, I think that there's so many question marks still for you guys that's a really tough question to see, you know, where you're at. I think halfway through the season, like when we've all played 8 games, we'll have a much better handle on that.
Right.
But that's my take.
And I think halfway through the season, there's a strong possibility that all 4 teams are looking at the standings saying we can make a run at the playoffs. I don't think anybody at the halfway, barring like hugely significant injuries, I don't think anybody at the halfway point is going to say we can't turn the ship around or we can't make a run in the postseason. So I think everybody will be in it. I do think it's the best division in football.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the NFC West is going to be interesting because we all have to play them.
Yeah.
And they went from the weakest division in the league
to really good,
really good.
But I think San Francisco is not going to be as good as people are expecting them to be. And
Arizona's getting an awful lot of love, and I'm still just waiting to see.
I don't understand that either. Like, why are the Cardinals beating all of us?
Right. In one of the predictions, each guy's beat writer from all 4 of our teams picked us each to lose to the Cardinals, and they're getting a lot of love, and they're good. I get that, but show me a healthy Carson Palmer for 16 games before I buy into that hype.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that's us from here at AFC Northerners. We're all going to be hanging out. If you're here in LA, feel free to join us. The Bengals are going to be at the Bengals Backers.
Yeah, you can look us up at Bengals West on every social media platform. But we watch the game at Five Line Tavern in Eagle Rock.
Rock on. Are you going to be just hanging out, being groovy?
Hanging out.
All right. I'm going to be over at the Happy Endings in Hollywood for my West Wing group. Right here, West Wing, Ravens Nation. So we're going to be there watching the game this Sunday. And where are you going to be at?
I am going to be at my friend Damien's house.
So everybody go to Damien's house.
6262 Cherokee.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Again, as we always sign off here at AFC Northerners with Fuck the Patriots!
In the pooper with a rusty chainsaw.
NFL season.
All right, guys. Take care. See you next time.